yourself. Not including the people in here.
Hey, what's up, Cartoon? You were speaking up earlier. You want to say something?
Yeah, 304. What are you doing out of the kitchen?
Cartoon.
I gotta ask, how do you not know where the sun's located? Like, genuine question.
It's
How
always
do you
in the
know?
sky.
Look, I know where the sun would have to be. Listen, I know where the sun is located in this video. It's right beyond the horizon. Okay.
What makes you believe though it's like flat? Like what terminology?
So you ask a question, I answer it. In the middle of my answer, you interrupt and ask another question.
Typical woman.
Which question do you want me to answer? Letters are rude. You guys can't even remotely have a civil discourse. Which question would you like me to answer?
Okay, like hypothetically, how do you believe it's like flat? Like, is it like the circumference?
Yeah,
It's not a belief. Belief is accepting what's without evidence. Let me ask you: is the Earth a pure flat?
The 304 left, bro.
She gone.
She boot scooted, bro.
Tapped out too fast.
I mean, cats and dogs in the background.
Don't come back.
Come back.
You didn't hear her cats and dogs in the background, bro? She had to probably go get some more cat food or some shit.
Yeah.
That's invest in Chewy.
Is Chewy? Yeah, is it a public company? Dude, I'm go all in on that shit.
We need to invest in Chewy.
Dude, I'm serious. Is it a public company?
I don't know.
Can you buy Chewy stuff? Okay, so I go down to the ocean. I'm going to tell you. I go down to the ocean.
Like, I'm sorry.
Are Skittle Guzzler still here? I think they left.
We got Ron typing in the chat. Ron H, you want to speak up?
Neil.
All right, better.
Cartoon's back. No mind.
All right.
Oh, great.
No, I'm just saying, genuinely speaking.
Where's my sandwich?
Like, I'm sorry. So you're telling me you believe the Earth is flat?
I already told you, but when you weren't listening, it's not a belief.
It is a belief, though, because the Earth
No,
is
it's
round.
not. You don't know the difference between a belief and knowledge.
Belief means
What knowledge?
Okay, so I go down to the ocean. I'm going to tell you. I go down to the ocean, and guess what? It looks flat. Is that a belief?
That's not a belief. That's
I know it's not a
myth. You believe a
An
myth.
observation.
I believe a myth that the ocean looks flat.
The ocean isn't flat. It's water.
What?
Okay,
You are a clown.
Are you okay?
Motherfucker, like, the ocean is...
No, the ocean ain't flat. It's water.
No. The ocean is fucking water. And
What are
also,
you doing out of the kitchen?
the Earth is round.
No.
Whoa, I can't get more.
Oh,
How is it flat? What name scientific evidence right fucking now?
Bro.
Okay.
all right,
You're in
get
a
your panties out
category
of
here
it.
because there's no such thing as scientific evidence of a globe or a flat Earth. Don't exist. Science doesn't deal with shapes. That's geometry.
No, you are...
Science deals with cause and effect relationships and natural phenomenon. Okay, the shape of the Earth is not a natural. What?
You're fucking kidding, right? Like,
Okay, what is that? Science is defined as observation of the natural world and the things in it.
The chat right now.
You're fucking kidding, right?
Okay,
Joking.
are you going to actually adjust what I said, or you're going to just act incredulous?
I'm literally telling you right now.
No one really cares about what you
You're
feel.
avoiding the question. What scientific evidence? What evidence is there to prove that the Earth
That is
flat?
The horizon's
that's a
horizontal,
malformed
dumbass.
question. That's a malformed question.
How is that a malformed question? It's a genuine
Because
answer. What
science.
evidence?
Okay, we have measurements that the Earth is flat.
Physics of water. Physics of water.
Physics
Laser
of water.
measurement.
Okay, water is flat in general because it's a fucking liquid.
Okay,
Yeah, so most of the known surface and territory of Earth is water. Water will lie flat on its surface at rest. Therefore, the Earth is flat.
The Earth, you're fucking kidding, right?
That was a valid logical syllogism.
Listen, dude. Your incredulity, your spazzing, and your emotions are not refuting anything we say.
No, you're freaking kidding, right?
Oh,
Like,
so you just do it again. Just do it again, then. Just keep doing it.
Okay.
Your incredulity is if that's an argument.
So you're telling me Lance Armstrong, when he went to the fucking moon, that he saw the Earth was a fucking square?
That's a very stupid question. Can you please
Oh,
just address
fucking
my
retard,
logical syllogism, please?
What? I'm asking for evidence. Picture fucking evidence right now.
I
Watch your
did.
fucking mouth.
Okay, I got picture evidence of Santa Claus. You want that?
Motherfucker. Okay, you know what? This explains a lot. Ohio education system.
No.
Oh my.
Yeah, as if that was the argument. So is the pictures of Santa evidence of Santa? Yes or no?
No, because Santa's a mythical fucking person.
No.
I think
Pictures.
India and Flatsy should hook up, given how insufferable they both are.
The pictures
horny?
are real.
Yeah, maybe I am. Maybe I want to watch.
Santa isn't,
Dude. Put
isn't
your
real.
ball
That's
away,
just,
No, the photograph's real. There's lots of photos of Santa. They can't all be fake, right?
okay, so how old are you out of genuine curiosity?
So this
Oh my God.
You don't understand. This is the form of your logic.
I'm just asking how old you are.
This is
That
the
is a
form
nice
of your
bitch.
logic. I'm 52 years old. Why?
Oh my fucking god.
More incredulity outbursts. Oh
Well,
my
you're like
God,
44.
Oh my God, I'm
lady.
exasperated. Everybody know how exasperated I am. I can't refute or address anything you say, so I'll just act exasperated. Find a new gimmick.
It's not a gimmick. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
It's a
like,
gimmick, dude.
Lady, you're like 49. Why are you even talking?
I'm not even a lady, motherfucker. I'm
What the
Grow
fuck?
up, dude.
Grow up, motherfucker. How? Okay, what evidence is there that the Earth is fucking
Dude,
flat?
the fucking
I told
horizon
you,
is observably horizontal, you
lady.
idiot.
Where on the Earth
Go
is
to the
it
fucking beach,
flat?
dumbass. I'm not
Okay,
gonna
that's
say
because
another
it's
word to
fucking
you.
water. It's water. Water is a fucking liquid. It's supposed to be fucking flat.
Okay, dude. So check this out.
Okay,
You said
well,
water.
welcome to the Earth.
Gosh.
Hold on. Dude, shh. Just let me. Okay, is most of the surface of the Earth water?
Yes, obviously.
Gotcha, bitch.
Okay, you're done because you just said water's flat, dude.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yeah, because it's a liquid.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
shit.
that's right.
liquid.
Most of the surface of the water is a flat liquid. Congratulations.
Okay, but literally, Katy Perry went to fucking space
Literally.
and she saw it was
Okay.
circle.
Oh, you
Literally,
already
I
cooked
saw it on
yourself.
TV.
Welcome to Flat Earth.
Motherfucker, you ain't right. Okay, like
Oh my
You are
God,
what?
absolutely insane.
But it was on TV.
What? Y'all probably watch fucking Fox News. There's
But it was
no
on
fucking
TV.
way.
I saw it on
Fox
the
News.
screen.
Bush failed clearly because Jesus
Fox News.
Christ. There's no fucking way.
Oh, now I figured out you're a triggered atheist. Oh,
No.
There you go.
No, I believe in Jesus. I'm just saying that Bush clearly failed,
What?
y'all, because there's no fucking way y'all believe the Earth is
Bush.
flat. Like there's
You said Bush.
We don't
genuinely.
believe it. We know it.
Listen, we
Fuck Bush.
know it's flat. I gave you the
What do you
source of
mean
my
you
property.
know it's flat? Have you
No,
been
I
to
have-
space? Did you pay $100K for Jeff Bezos to fly you out the fucking
You have a
space?
belief.
Vacuum of space isn't
So-
real.
So the only way you can tell the Earth is flat
No
or
fucking nah. No fucking way did Flatsy say that the vacuum of space isn't fucking.
It's not real.
No. You're fucking. You guys aren't.
You don't have the mental capacity to have this
Yo.
conversation, cartoon.
You haven't been there. What are you talking about? Go back to the kitchen, make me a sandwich now.
Bitch,
Yeah, so
I know you're not talking.
How about this, dude, lady? Okay, how about this? How do you know that there's a vacuum of space?
There's pictures. There's scientific evidence. People
Pictures
have
of
been to
space?
space.
No, you
There's-
believe that. Listen, no. You're appealing to their knowledge, what you think their knowledge is. I'm asking how you know.
Because people've been to space.
No,
No,
that's
they
their knowledge. I'm asking you how
What do
you
you-
know.
Because there's photos of space.
Okay,
No,
that
they
would be their knowledge. I'm asking you how you know.
Okay, what do you see at night?
Not them, you.
What do you see at night, though?
Not a
Not
vacuum of
space.
space.
That's fucking space.
No, it's not.
So
It's
the
nighttime.
black shit. So space is black shit in the sky. That's space.
That's oh my fucking Christ.
Well, that's what you see, right? You see black shit in the sky. Is that the
That's right.
space?
You see stars.
Or are the lights in space?
Stars.
Well, the stars
The
are the
moon.
space. So the stars
The
are the
moon.
so the stars and the moon are the vacuum of space.
Stars, the moon.
Dude.
Fucking the
Nobody's
vacuum.
zooming upper space.
You
Nobody
said-
said there's no stars.
I said, how do you know the vacuum of space? You said,
There's
I know.
photos.
Okay.
People
Well, if
in
I
the
see at
space.
night, it tells me that there's a vacuum of space, dude.
Literal scientific evidence. Literal
Okay.
fucking photos.
Yeah, yeah, that would be their belief, not
What?
yours.
Who's there? Who's there?
Whoever
is
you're
there?
relying on, right?
What do
Whoever
you mean
you are
relying on? It's common fucking knowledge. Who's there? You're acting like it's a coalition. Who's there? Like what group you speak of?
What group are you citing?
Yeah, where do you
Literally
think these people are talking about?
regular ass info. NASA. Fucking
Regular info. Okay.
NASA.
But-
Fucking
okay. So
any
they told
news.
you a story. Okay, let's figure this out. They told you a story. You believe it.
It's not story, it's genuine fact.
How do you know it's not a story?
Because it's literally fucking NASA.
Yeah, so what? How does it tell you it's not a story? It's NASA.
Space.
It's not how it's not a story.
It's literally the National Astronaut Organization for fucking space.
Okay, cool. That doesn't tell me how it's not a story.
It's space.
Dude, you're bricked, man. Fucking
Yeah,
bricked.
you ruined
Well,
this one.
I'm not frick. I'm just telling you that y'all are
Yeah,
literally.
how do you know what they say is? How do you know what they say is true?
They take photos. They have money. They literally
That's circular
people.
logic. Dude. How do
They
you know
have
the photos are true?
money.
They take
They
photos.
have
How
money.
do you
I
know the
love
photos?
that one. You have money, then space is real.
They literally take photos of fucking space.
How do you know that? Yeah, that's
Because they literally show it off. How the fuck you not know that space isn't fucking real? Like,
Look,
genuinely.
I'm asking you how you know their claims are true, and you're saying because of the claim they made.
Well, how is it a fucking claim?
Because you're saying, here's a picture of the Earth from space, and you're going, I believe you.
Because NASA's been around for hundreds of years.
What the
You're
fuck?
just appealing to, dude, you're correct. Okay, so
No,
let's
full stop. This
go to your
dumbass.
argument.
How am I a dumbass? Y'all are genuinely have an IQ of fucking
Because
there's
you're
no
using
fucking
circular.
there's
You're a
literally
dumbass
no
because
fucking
you don't-
there's literally no fucking way you people vote. Like there's actually no way.
Stop attacking people, you woman.
No, I'm just saying there's actually no way you people vote. Like
Goddamn right, I don't vote. That's for suckers.
You did not vote this time, or you voted for Donald Trump. Which was it?
Voting for suckers, dude. You're
no,
moron.
I voted for fucking Harris, dumbass. So what's fucking good? Like genuinely,
You make a good
I'm just
point.
saying, like, there's no way you guys exist because
I can't
literally,
believe it.
Whoa, whoa.
round.
No,
I can't believe this dude just said that NASA's been around for hundreds of years.
Yeah. You believe that NASA's been around for hundreds of years, cartoon. You're a fucking clown.
1950.
Man, fuck you, you're a cunt. Like, I don't.
Hundreds of
need
years? Were they launching
NASA's been
rockets?
around for over 60 years. If you actually,
You said hundreds, dumbass.
I'm not a dumbass though. You're the one who believes
Why'd
that
you
the
say
Earth.
hundreds? You're the one who believes that
Well, you are a dumbass because you sat here and made a
I'm not a
circular
dumbass
logic.
if the Earth is
You are, and I'm going to tell you why.
round. It's
because
round. It's round.
You're
It is
cheating.
round.
You are a dumbass. So a
It is
crazy person
round.
chanting.
It's
A
round.
crazy person chanting, dude. That's all you are. A crazy
round.
person chanting.
Motherfucker, you probably read fucking QAnon, bro. Get the fuck out of here. Dead ass. Get the fuck out, bro. Bro, the Earth is round. There's evidence. It is literal.
Chanting. Keep chanting, cartoon. That's the way.
Lance Armstrong literally went to the fucking moon. Like,
Were you with him?
he literally saw the
Were you
fucking
with him?
Earth.
Somebody go to this.
Was it pre-steroid Lance Armstrong or after?
You forget your high heels on the moon?
Was it 18
guys are
speed he goes to the moon? So Lance Armstrong won the Tour de France. So did he pedal to the moon?
Neil Armstrong, who fucking cares? Same.
You said Lance Armstrong.
Bro, you're literally from Ohio. I know you're not talking. I know that. I know that education is fucking
I
barely.
live in Cambridge, Massachusetts, where Harvard is. Good try though.
Oh, hard.
This person's not
Yeah, I don't know
qualified
that.
for this conversation.
You guys having fun or what?
Yeah.
Qualified to sit for fly.
Too much cooking.
We
That's,
just
that's,
cook
my
it.
sandwich.
Those look back to back.
That's my sandwich. I still
You got about 20 chefs in the kitchen right now, man.
Hey, Alpha, you want to take over?
Yeah, a little bit. Just make sure you bring a bag of Skittles for the guys along while you cook.
Man, that's
You
getting
want
me
to
hungry.
cartoon? You want me on your cartoon?
Yeah.
Cartoon, try to be reasonable. Alpha is the most reasonable person on this server, so
That's cat, bro.
try to control. Shut up, dude. I'm telling you. Shut up, dude. Fucking busting my fucking dick.
I'm going to have to address the fact that Lance Armstrong went to the moon.
On a bike.
It was a 21 speed too.
Isn't that how he proved it was a ball on a bike, Lance Armstrong?
So cartoon, you can be unmuted. Try to control your emotions. We know you're emotionally invested in the globe for some odd reason. Just try to control your emotions and have a civil discourse if you can. If you can't, you're just gonna end up back on mute.
All right, so Cartoon, are you there?
Yes.
So when you joined this room, did you think that you were going to be able to just tell people that the Earth is round and everybody's going to believe you?
Yes, because the circumference of the Earth is round. Like,
Yeah, I know, but
Well, it's not a triangle, you dummies. Circumferences don't make triangles; they make circles.
Okay, I genuinely need to ask you what state you're from. Like, I'm genuinely gonna ask.
who are you talking about?
Because if you say the following states if you say the following states, West Virginia, Oklahoma, or Ohio, then yeah, your education system failed you.
Yeah, so, I mean, so you have the position right now that the Earth is a globe, and you think that it is. But
what do you mean? I think I know it is.
Okay, so in what way did you prove it to yourself?
Pictures from space. They'll fucking trip to the moon.
So when you see a picture from space, right? What does it make it look like the Earth looks like? You know,
round.
Okay.
Round.
All right. So when you go outside, can you compare that image to anything you see outside?
Yes, you can literally compare it to where you are. If you literally go on Google Images, fucking zoom out, you'll see the Earth is what? Round.
No. I'm talking about where you're at.
Yes.
You're local. So when you walk outside, you see the image that you have that looks like a globe outside?
Yeah, because not everything is flat.
Where outside, though? I'm asking you, where outside?
A hill.
Yeah, but you're looking at a hill. That's not the Earth. That's a globe. They're showing you a picture of a giant globe, right? And you think the hill is a giant globe? That doesn't make sense.
No. I feel like you're trying to trap me here with this
I want you to use,
Republican
your logic. I want you to use your logic, right? That's what we're doing.
It's not my logic, though. The logic here is that the Earth is literally round.
Yeah, but you saying it over and over again doesn't make it so. You have to show how it makes sense.
It does make it so, though.
Or does it?
No, that's not how it works.
So you go outside and it doesn't look like a globe, and you have this image that shows you it's a globe. It doesn't compare. So you don't have anything in reality that compares to that image that they're showing you, or a video.
Yep. Oh my fucking god.
Yeah, so you're trying to talk about people's education level, but when you're trying to learn about how to use logic and reason, you have to figure out how you know what you know. It's called critical thinking, right?
It's not critical thinking, it's common sense, but...
Okay, well, common sense. You can use common sense, too. Where in the image that they show you that the Earth is a globe, where do you see it looking like that in reality? Common sense would tell you that there's nothing out there that looks like the image.
Well, that's because the Earth is bigger than fucking land. No.
Yeah, I know, but you're believing that that's the case.
What do you mean I'm believing? It's common fucking knowledge. Also, I know y'all ain't talking with your fucking bullshit AI Twitter photos, bro. Like, don't think I haven't checked that shit. Like, that's actually fucking cringe. Bro, you literally pay for a verification on fucking Twitter. At least I'm not that fucking deranged, bro.
You're a retard.
What are you talking about?
I'm not, clearly, because at least I'm not paying for a fucking...
What are you talking about?
Bro, at least I'm not paying for a fucking check on fucking Twitter. Like, I know you're not talking. Like, dead ass.
So what?
Dude,
you can't pay for it because you're broke. Doesn't even matter.
How does that have
bro, no, I just don't need to pay a fucking rich asshole money, bro.
Cartoon. The topic isn't Twitter, dude.
Well, I mean, it kind of seems like it, though. I mean, with that bullshit AI.
It doesn't.
Fucking post.
We're dealing with
I am broke.
Yeah, we're dealing with your ability to actually discern what reality is based on what they're showing you, and you can't compare reality to the thing they're showing you. So it doesn't matter if you appeal to Twitter or Facebook. It doesn't matter what you appeal to. You don't know the Earth's a globe. You just believe it is. That's all.
No, but there's no belief though. It's a genuine.
Yeah, bro. You just have a belief, and you keep saying it's round because you want it to be.
If the Earth is round, you will see it's fucking round.
Yeah, you
Google
keep
that
saying
shit right now.
It's just an image, though. It's just an image. So all you gotta do is look at an image. Yeah, the image that you see is a globe, right? But you go outside, you don't see that globe they show you.
Because the Earth is a planet. It's bigger than literally every one of us. It is a planet.
That's the idea. But how can you actually visually see that? You never will see the Earth like that.
You can literally visually see it through literally anything. Like, if you look at a fucking telescope and look at the fucking moon, it is round.
But that's not the Earth. That's the moon.
The Earth is round.
Well, you dumb.
Yeah, but that's the moon.
I'm not fucking dumb, bro. You literally pay for a check on Twitter. Shut the fuck up, bro. I know who you voted for, so clearly, bro.
I'm not sure.
Like, we know y'all dick suck fucking Republicans, so get the fuck out.
Whoa. That's your job. What are you talking about?
You're done.
I know you ain't talking, Cartoon.
Seriously, this is the dumbest conversation I've ever heard.
I know the Skittle Guzzler's not talking right now.
Yep.
I think we got enough clips.
I am clipping this shit. This is the greatest fucking crazy chanting I've ever heard in my life, dude. Wait, you want evidence that it's a cult?
He went away.
You want evidence the globe is a cult? This is it. This is.
It's literally a globe because it's common knowledge. You can't see the globe because it's so big.
Bro, she was peeking, bro.
Let's see. Why didn't you help your friend?
Hey,
Help her. What's she gonna do?
What am I supposed to do? Good grief.
that was no she, man.
That was a guy?
That was a she-man.
Yeah,
That was a
100%.
she-man.
It's a man, baby.
She-man.
A lady. That was a guy.
A she-man.
That was a guy, man. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Fucking guy.
Don't call me lady.
What I missed.
It is ma'am.
Dude, you missed the best shit ever. We got Lance Armstrong went to the moon, and NASA's been around for hundreds of years.
It was a party.
The best shit ever.
They when they closed down mental institutions, they became Democrats.
Hey, that's Overlord's kind of party right there. He wanted to have that conversation, but he was busy.
What, politics?
No, that lady, or he, she, or whoever it was.
What the hell? I don't know what they're putting in the water, man.
Turn in the frogs.
They're putting shit in the water and it turns the freaking frog. Okay.
Oh, you guys want to know about that? If you guys want to know about that, go look up Camille Paglia's work. Otherwise, we could just drop it because it's actually deleterious to the topic at hand, which is the Earth is flat. Get smacked about it.
Yeah, sorry, my fault.
Facts, bro. Facts.
Hey, I ruined the party. Boo.
That was a $10 word right there, man. Deleterious? Is that what you said? God.
What was that, $100 word?
The fun police.
But that's why I can't afford super chats, because I use too many expensive words.
Yeah, facts.
Good lord.
So I'm doing a job where I'm going to be staying over in a location where the internet's good enough. I'm going to have time to do some powwows and after action reviews.
So, who is Jaren, right? I mean, is he really just operating for his own benefit? Or is he maybe co-opted, being an influencer? He's already got the baked-in network. Why don't you pump and dump a few coin for us? We're going to move some money around for, concealment's sake. We got some people we need to pay. You keep whatever cut because you're the pumper and dumper. Okay. Not accusing him of that, but I'm saying this is suggestive of what could go on. Somebody in his role could satisfy that kind of thing. And he may not even be witting to the entire thing. They could come up with a ploy, some kind of pretext to approach him with. And he thinks he's, helping some venture capitalists set up a new coin when it's really, criminal enterprises or spooks from some state somewhere in the world. So that way there's plausible deniability to go around. That's kind of what I think has been going on. Not in his case, but in general with the wider crypto universe. What do you think about that? Speculation Sunday.
Well, yeah, there's evidence that does happen. I was in the world for a while.
Yeah, me too.
I would join coins and, it's the best coin ever. We're going to the moon. Diamond hands, hold on tightly. Don't worry about it. Bitcoin. Yeah, and everybody's all hype. You got a hype train going on. The coin's pumping. Everybody's making money. You know what I mean?
Dude, that was the most epic pump and dump, dude. The Bitcoin. Holy crap.
Yeah, the thing is, don't get me wrong, people win. That's why they're addicted to it. It's like a casino. Yep. If you get out before the hammer falls, you're good. The thing is,
the more money you make.
You never know when that's going to happen.
Yeah.
Never.
Man. I've had concerns with the Bitcoin universe itself for a long time, man, like 12 years plus. I got out of that so long ago. When I started seeing all these forked chains coming out and the Lightning Network helping with third-party settlement transactions to speed things up, the whole thing was turning into this Frankenstein network. And it never really was able to perform what it was set out to do in the first place. And yet here it goes on. It's fundamentally broken in so many freaking ways. And yet it's the biggest and the best. So I got into precious metals.
That's India's beef right now too.
Yeah, it's been my beef. So yeah, for a while then I glommed onto Litecoin, and then the developer got out, stopped developing it. Nobody took it up. I got into Ethereum for a while. I'm like, you know what? Technologically, developmentally, this seems like the best one. From that standpoint. But I mean, nobody was really interested in developing it besides Vitalik, the main developer guy, and it just never really went anywhere. And then Ripple, Ripple. The new Fed coin, right? Oh, but it's crypto, so it's good. But it's a Fed coin, guys. Yeah, but it's crypto, so it's good. I mean...
But it's a Fed coin.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Monero is probably the only crypto out there that works and does what it was set out to do in the first place and has been around for so long that it's got some recognition and staying power, but nobody uses it. No.
I don't mind crypto. It's just, you got to risk it for the biscuit kind of thing, so...
Speaking of Monero, have you ever heard of Dero?
No, I haven't kept up. Is that a fork?
Not really, but it was kind of a play, or it was a coin inspired by Monero in a way, as far as I understood. It was I looked into it. I didn't really do much with it. Didn't buy any. Not promoting it or anything, but in terms of interest in how it was built there. I think Dero was the first one that used something called homomorphic encryption. I don't know if you've ever heard of that concept.
Yeah, these two viruses that did that. Computer viruses.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Well, Dero was a coin where you could actually encrypt, your wallet values or some shit, and then compute on those encrypted values. So only you and a third party or whatever share your keys or something like that. And basically the
private network.
Well, the network was the network, but the interest that I had, because I worked with homomorphic encryption before, is being able to compute on encrypted values, right? So you have X and 1x2, you encrypt them. You don't know what they are. It's just, gibber, it's garbage, but you can actually add, subtract, multiply, et cetera, on this garbage, and then unencrypt the value if you have the key and you have the number.
That's
so in principle, that was the thing. So I think it was the guys like fucking Jeff Berwick and all those were hyping it up there. but I don't know if it ever really took off. But in principle, I think it was probably like, if not the close to the perfect in principle Bitcoin, but I don't know where it is. I don't really care.
Right. So at this point, the whole ecosystem seems to be a, try to risk it for the biscuit proposition. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's a free market. Some people love it. But like it's a casino, a digital casino.
Crypto in and of itself with nothing backing it. That's the real casino. You're using casino tokens that don't really have any value. But I'm getting wind that the next big thing, quote unquote, is what they call security tokens, which are kind of like stock or equity backed cryptos.
Yeah. At that point, I'm like, why couldn't you just use smart contracts?
Well, I think that's what it's based on. That's the idea. Yeah, but it's a new branding of it because it's like official, rubber stamped or something like that. Because there's going to be all sorts of legal, type of stuff behind it. So I don't know if they're trying to like carve off a whole new segment and rename it or something like that. But it's basically that. It's basically a smart contract.
With that being said, something that's kind of been interesting to watch from more of a programmatic standpoint is, how Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency, this unassailable triple ledger that it is, can be recreated out of the 8-page paper that the original creator had developed. So what exists right now is free and open source. Anybody can use it and test it and whatever. There's no excuse for the financial industry not to have adopted this, or for the government to adopt this for like interdepartmental, interagency transfers of money to perform accounting. It can't be messed with. There's no reason. In theory, that you should be able to hire. I mean, you think about all the money that they spend on just like servicing tape backup systems at the Department of Health of people's medical records on reel-to-reel devices. Couldn't they afford like a dev team to go in and develop a new network to do like interdepartmental transactions and put it on, not even just have a coin, but just use the ledger technology itself to keep track of everything so that we don't lose trillions of dollars?
The blockchain in principle is perfect in a way. It's chains of blocks of accounting connected to other blocks of accounting. In terms of security and traceability and stuff like that. In principle, it's genius. You don't really need too much of the other fluff like the peer-to-peer networking and all that. You can build something privately and have it in-house, and then connect your system to it. That every transaction gets logged on this thing. Yeah, I was using an HR system at some point that was blockchain based. Something called Workday. It's pretty big. Everything that you do is
my back office uses Workday.
Yeah, it's all logged on a blockchain.
Yeah, but don't you think that a big problem with blockchain is that it costs to actually move things across? So whatever network you're using, it's going to be kind of costly. So it's inefficient in that way. It's putting a lot more energy and effort into moving something like data across the digital web. So if you're going to be trying to think of a solution, then it's going to, whatever network you're going to choose, it's going to depend on the network, but it's still going to be more costly than what we have now in Web 2. Web 2 is offering like the easier transaction methods that don't cost. Like it's not like the kind of price point you're going to be dealing with crypto. Crypto is, depending on the network, it's going to be ranging from, it's real expensive to move things. I mean, you can store things, but it's going to cost money to get it to store.
The biggest thing when it comes to that is like if you're going to try and model, let's say you're going to create a new chain of sorts, right? And you want to model it off of something like Bitcoin or one of the big, your standard crypto. In theory, you're supposed to have, dozens and dozens, if not hundreds, of running machines, working machines that are all independent, that are going to be linked up together and do some major computation to validate things that go through it. That web hosting of these machines, maintain it, that's the crazy cost, And that is, useful, I guess, in a public sense because everyone's doing random stuff and trading and whatnot, and you need this giant network of computers all available to receive incoming requests from all sorts of people. But if you're doing something in-house, ideally you wouldn't even really need that. You would just need maybe one or two, because you're not really reliant on, a computer doing trillions and trillions of hashes to verify anything, because you're just, a transaction comes in, where it comes from, you hash it and you chain it to the next one, like it really depends on the use case. Right. But yeah, it is still technically more complicated and compute demanding.
Yeah, there was a coin called Filecoin where you could move data into storing, information on that particular network. So there's another one right now I've been looking into. It's called Sui. It's got a network that incorporates like fast transaction rates, and they have a coin that's called Walrus. It's another data storage place. But I was thinking about trying to utilize something like that for hosting, my podcast. And it's like it's difficult because it's difficult because if you go that direction, you still have to figure how much it's going to cost to save the information on the network. So it's going to cost it's be more costly than to go for a web hosting service. Where they have data farms or server farms.
Maybe
where you could
have your own. Yeah. But if you mentioned that, the one that comes to mind was I played with it with a few friends of mine a few years ago. It's called IPFS. They call it it's so funny. Another little another little subliminal thing for everybody, right? It's called interplanetary file system.
Yeah.
It's very good though.
Quirky names, but it's all jabs at like. It's
the idea. The idea is you have a file. You put it in the network. It's encrypted or whatever, but then it's broken up into little what they call it shards, little pieces of a file, right? You have a little text. It says "Hello World" or "Hello Mom." The piece of the HE will go and be stored 1,000 times on Joe, Jane, and Bob's computer. Hosted on the network, and hello, the rest of the low will be going to another one. It all gets sharded and split up and distributed. Right, so a piece of your file is stored everywhere, scattered around whatever, and then you can access it via a link, right? IPFS / whatever chain of bullshit numbers and letters and stuff like that, and there it is, right? So no hosting cost, as everything is distributed.
Yeah, just real quick, Mick, I'm going to get back to work, so I'll be listening.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a cool one though. The utility tokens, I see value in them because they actually provide something. But you're just rank and file, chain of string type cryptos. Nah, no thank you.
I don't see much difference between cryptos and meme coins.
Yeah, most of them are basically just rebranded. The same thing. Sorry to derail Amish.
But don't you think? But don't you see how the natural development of all of that is that basically every business is going to develop its own crypto.
Either develop its own crypto. Sorry, either develop its own crypto to kind of adhere to the standard business model that's going to turn into that, or everyone's going to adopt or connect to a one standard of crypto, right? Either they do their own, or everyone kind of gravitates, no pun intended, to a new standard. Everyone's touting XRP and shit like that these days. It's everyone uses XRP now. Oh, well, that's the new business model. Oh, okay. It's one of the two, I think.
I foresee a middleman service showing up to provide a foreign currency exchange and then automate it.
What's the other one? You said XRP. What was the other
one? What you say, XRC?
No, you said one of the two. You said one was XRP. I didn't hear what the other one.
Oh, what I meant was because the guy said, it's there's the new standard is going to be everyone builds their own crypto, right? And I said, well,
every business. McDonald's going to have their crypto. 7-Eleven going to have their crypto. Your local laundromat going to have their own crypto.
Right. They'll have their own chain. I've heard there's some work being done on multi-chain chains or something like that, where it's you have a chain like Ethereum or something, and somebody else builds on top of that a branch or a branch.
Ripple though is actually building that payment.
Well, exactly. There you go. Right. So Ripple would have that, and somebody would create a version of branded to their company and use that specific branch.
Yeah, Ripple right now is building the bridge between especially overseas payments, which uses their XRP ledger.
Yeah, cross-border shit.
Yeah. And it's usually, because XRP is a lot cheaper for transactions, and faster than the Swift. So it's mostly saying that XRP, Ripple is going to be mostly the main, the adoption. It's crazy because
I actually think, right? Maybe it's a bit fringe theory or whatever, but I actually think all these cryptos and meme coins, and if it goes the route that everybody's going to develop their own coin, like your local laundromat is going to have their own coin, because heck, why not? I think it has the potential to really destroy the concept of coins and monetary system. Like it really has the potential to destroy the concept. Like if everybody has their own coin, then they're literally worthless. Everything's going to become worthless.
Yeah, normal, like money. So money were made to destroy the concept of using gold and silver.
And trade.
And money were before that, money were just considered equivalent to how much you have in gold in your country. Now it's not the case.
Yeah, Necros, I think he meant to use the word currency, or what we call fiat.
Currency,
currency. Yeah. I mean, fuck. There's quotes. There's a quote going back. I think it was J.P. Morgan. Right, gold is money. Everything else is credit.
Yeah, money,
I think that's
currency, and fiat are different things.
I think seeds are way more valuable than fucking gold.
I see that.
You can't eat gold. You can't eat gold. You cannot eat gold.
No, you can't. But you can trade it for something. That somebody did.
Why?
Right? Because the reason they say for it is because gold.
But why can you trade it?
Hey.
Because it holds conceptual value.
Well, it's not conceptual though. Well, it is abstract, but the time and effort it took to actually get the stuff is commensurate with its value, right? If you have 1,000 man hours to get 1 ounce of gold, that thing is worth 1,000 man hours, right?
Well,
so to speak, right? Plus or minus a little bit because of market fluctuations and demand and shit like that. But the thing in and of itself is not even unusable, right? People might say, "Oh, gold is not worth anything; silver is worth a shit ton because of its industrial value." But like I'm a big silver guy, so I would lean towards that. But at the same time, gold does have electrical conductivity, for example, right? Your computers have gold in them, and if not for that, they might not work as well. You know what I mean? So it's not exactly abstract per se.
So for me, what I understood is that gold and silver were used because with time they won't lose their value and it won't rust. It's not like iron and those things; it won't rust. So you can change the item with gold because the trading items won't be able to be done every time and all the time because the materials that you have, so the production that you have, like fruits, like vegetables, meat, and those things, they can rot with the time. The animals can die with the time. So if you have an animal, you can't expect that you will trade it. Maybe in 1 hour it will die. But if you have the value of the thing, money, not money, like gold or something valuable.
Gold is money.
Yeah, the gold and that thing that is valuable and can stay with you with time and won't change. So yeah, that's why we use it. And
you cannot counterfeit it. You cannot make fake. You cannot like counterfeit the gold. It's gold.
Yeah, there's a standard out there, for what is, people argue back and forth about this, but in general, there's a standard for what would constitute the best money, and people would argue, oh, Bitcoin, satisfies this criteria and stuff like that. But people push back and say no, because there's no actual value. Like there's no actual thing outside the thing except for it being used to transact to another person. Whereas gold, if I say, oh fuck it, I want to take this 1 ounce that I have and I want to go melt it down and make jewelry or teeth fillings or computer, electrical contacts, I can do that, right? And something about like the best form of money is the most long-lasting, least perishable, and most fungible commodity. Shit like that.
And it holds the value. And you can.
Well, that's it, exactly.
Yeah, it holds the value. And you can do transactions that are not necessarily between two items. Let's say seeds for apples or seeds for bottles. If the guy wants the seeds, but you don't want the bottles, you can exchange the seeds for the gold, and then the guy with the gold can go get whatever he wants.
Yeah, correct.
Medium. It's a medium. Yeah.
That's what have been done. So if the economy that now will collapse, so the ones who will rule the entire world are the ones who gathered that gold. The bankers, for example.
Well, there's the ones that gather the gold, and then the ones that can use the power to take it from that guy.
Yeah, but like I said, the bankers, so they took that gold using the strategy. In first place, So the money, the paper money that you have, it has an equivalence in gold.
That will be currency.
Yeah, the currency that you use.
The digital version is fiat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
even
before,
the paper.
what I knew, what I knew is that the currency has an equivalence in gold. Now it's not the case.
When it was pegged, yeah. I mean, gold was $20 an ounce at some point. 35 in the 70s, I think. Then once Nixon took the U.S. off the gold standard, since then, man, gold is like $3,400 US now. It's like 45 or 46 Canadian. Like, that's hundreds of times more. That's how much. That's basically indicative of how much the dollar has lost value since that time. Because the gold didn't change, and there's actually not that much more of it in percentage terms since that time. So the only thing that does change is the paper itself. Yeah.
Yeah, the gold held the value. The paper lost the value.
Yeah. So there is some who gave people paper and they took the gold.
That's a good trade.
Yeah, that's a good trade. So like I said, those people will be the richest ones if the economy that you know today collapse.
I mean, it's a good. I wouldn't say it's a good trade because in reality, a good trade will be that both sides benefit, and not one side gets scammed. That will be a good trade.
Yeah, I think you meant like for that party.
Yeah. So if you mean that, no, that is not a good trade. Trading gold for paper, no, that's not a good trade.
At some point, somebody's left holding the bag. That's not exactly, fair. But at that time, the person needs the paper because he has to pay his taxes, for example. Well, oh shit. Well, it's even. Right? The guy's happy. The other guy's happy. But with that being said, it's almost it would suffice to say that any time anyone gets into gold is a good time because we all see the trajectory of the paper. It's not getting any better. The rules or the laws of fiat currency are not going to be different tomorrow than they are today. It's still going to lose value. So it's almost like, everyone should save in gold or in a commodity, like at any time, right? But yeah.